how to draw a leprechaun. Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little leprechaun with coloring pencils. I'll show you how to do this step by step. This is an easy drawing lesson for kids, beginners, and kids of all ages. Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Monsters and Legends, that's what we're going to draw. Lots of monsters and lots of legends. So let's draw. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You'll need a piece of paper. I have my dollar store drawing pad here. It's 11 inches by 8.5. I have a pencil. I have an eraser. And I have my paintbrush that I use to dust off my page. Today we're using coloring pencils, and I've got quite a few colors here. So why don't I show you what I have? I have black, I have yellow, I have kind of an orangish red color. You could use orange. I have brown, dark green, and medium green. I also have my black Sharpie marker. I don't know if I'll use it. Usually I just use this to color in the eye pupils of the eyes. And I have my fine tip black marker for outlining. So I'm going to clear off my page and we can start drawing our leprechaun. Now a leprechaun is going to be fun to draw. Let's see if I can do this. I was practicing, so I'm hoping that I can get it right. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw his head. And his head is like a big oval. Just like that. And here we have, I believe these are his ears. We've got his ears here. Just two little ears like that. And we'll draw his hat around his ears. Just a big, kind of like a jelly bean shape. And then the top of his hat, like this. And we're going to draw a little buckle on his hat. So let's draw a rectangle and then a little rectangle inside. Okay? And a little band to hold the buckle. So that's his hat. And for his face, we'll draw some big oval eyes. I love the oval eyes. And inside we'll draw just another oval like this. And he's got a beard. And we're not going to make it anything fancy. We're just going to draw a little outline like this of the beard. Okay, and we'll put in his mouth and his nose and details after, okay? So, for his body, watch what I'm doing. I'm kind of drawing a bit of a pear shape for his body, and we're going to be erasing some of this. Just wanted to let you know. And we'll draw a little V here. And from here, we're drawing his jacket, you see? And he's got a little vest underneath. And we'll draw his arms. His arms come out kind of on the side like this, because he's going to be holding a pipe. And he's going to be saying hello with the other arm. Now what I'm going to do right away is I'm going to erase the lines that attach the arms to the jacket because it's all one piece. I will be erasing all of my pencil marks anyway later, but I just want to show you what I'm doing so that you can kind of see it coming together. And if you accidentally erase, you can always just put it back in, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw him holding a pipe. Now I'm going to draw the pipe first because it'll be easier that way. Just a little stem here. And it goes up like this. And we'll draw a little opening. So that's easy. That's the pipe. Now we're going to have him holding the pipe. So his hand's going to come here. And he's got little fingers like this. And his little thumb here. Okay? I hope that was easy for you. And then the other hand's going to be waving. So we'll do the thumb, and we'll just give him 3 little fingers. He's waving at us. Now for his legs, we're going to draw some pants on him. Little rectangle here. Little rectangle here. And I'm going to draw the waistline here, which means we have to erase the bottom of that pear shape that we drew, because his pants, again, just like the jacket arms, they're one piece. And I erased a few things that I didn't really want to, so I'll put them back in. The bottom of his jacket there, and the little V for his pants. Okay. Now let's draw 2 little rectangles for his legs. He's got skinny little legs. And for his shoes, we're just going to draw a little, again, like a little bean shape there. And we'll put a little square on each one. And you'll see what we color in. I think that looks pretty good. I had a hard time with this when I was practicing it because I'm not good really at drawing people. I like to draw animals and food and things like that. But people I always have a hard time with. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fine tip black marker and I'm going to outline everything that I drew. And then I'm going to erase my pencil marks. So for me, I'm not too worried about following my pencil marks, but if you're not going to erase, try to follow your pencil marks, okay? So off I go, just outlining my leprechaun. I'm going to start up here with his hat. He's going to look really happy and festive when we're done with him, just in time for St. Patrick's Day. I have a friend who lives in Ireland. Her name is Jackie. And I always used to say, "Top of the morning to you, Jackie." Because that's what we think is an Irish saying, don't we? Have you ever heard that saying? "Top of the morning to ya." Well, my Jackie friend, who is Irish, said to me one time, "Rain, why are you saying that? We don't say that in Ireland." And I went, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, no one says that here." And it made me laugh because people in Canada and maybe the United States or all around the world, a lot of people use that phrase, especially on St. Patrick's Day, "Top of the morning to you." And the Irish people don't even say it. So now I say it to her just to bug her. "Top of the morning to you, Jackie." She's like, "Don't say that to me." It's funny. I like to tease her with that. How are you guys doing with the outlining? This drawing is a little bit more complicated than the ones I usually do. But I think it's great, to challenge yourself a little bit now and then. There we go. So my little leprechaun is all outlined. Now I'm going to erase my pencil marks, and if you choose to erase your pencil marks, just make sure your marker is dry so you don't smudge it all over the place. So I'm just going to lightly erase everything. And then we can start coloring him in. He's going to look great. Leprechauns are legends. We don't know if they really exist or not, do we? But they are legends, and that's why they fall under the category of monsters and legends. Not because they're monsters. If you find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you might see a leprechaun there. That's the legend. I think it's really cool. Oh, I missed a spot here too. And here. Where else? Over here. Okay, I got all my pencil marks off. So now I'm going to start coloring in the leprechaun. And I'm going to start with my yellow color. And I'm going to color in the buckle, but just the outside of the buckle, not the inside rectangle, okay? So let's color that in. I have kind of a dark orange here. Not orange, yellow. Kind of looks a bit goldish. And the band is going to be yellow as well. Just like that. Now I'm going to add a second layer of color. All that means is coloring it in twice. That's my second layer. It just gives a more vibrant color because we don't want to press down too hard while we're drawing. You don't need to, you just need to add layers. Okay? Now, the squares on his feet are yellow too. So I'm going to just color those in while I have my yellow color out here. Here we go. There, the yellow is done. Now I'm going to take my black coloring pencil and I am going to color in the rest of his hat. It's all black. And I'm going to be very careful not to get any black into that yellowy color. I'm turning my pencil once in a while like this, so I don't wear it down all on one side, okay? If you're using coloring pencils or even crayons, you should try to remember to do that, because you don't want to wear it all down. That means you have to sharpen, and then we have to keep buying more if we keep sharpening. Okay? Now this part of the hat is black too, but try not to get anything into his ears. We're going to leave the ears the color of the page. And my paper isn't quite white, it's kind of like a tan sort of beigey color. So that's the color of his ears and his face. And his hands and his legs. Just going to leave it the color of the paper, whatever color your paper is. Or you can change the color of his skin, whatever you want to do. It's your drawing. Now I'm going to go over that again with a second layer of black. Coloring it in a second time with black, just to get it a little darker. Inside that buckle too. Maybe a quick third layer, just to get the areas where I think the page is showing too much. That's good. You see the difference between one layer and two? It really does make a big difference. I'm going to be careful to stay in the lines here. And I want to make sure I don't get any color into the head. There we go. So that's the hat. So now I'm going to take that orangey red color that I that I have. It's actually called Poppy Red, if anyone is interested. And I'm just going to color in his beard. And you see how sharp the tip is? I am not pressing down hard at all because I don't want that tip to break. It might, because it's really, really sharp. That's why I'm going very lightly. But sometimes even when I press lightly, it just goes boop, and it breaks right off. I may do 3 layers of this color since I'm going so lightly. Okay, so that's the first layer. I'm going to apply a second layer of this poppy red color, this orangey kind of red color. You could make his beard orange if you like. But when I saw this color, I thought it looked really nice, so I figured, that's going to be the beard. It's going to look good. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. I'm going to go over, just do a quick third layer, just to make sure it's really nice and colorful. All right, there we go. How about I do his pipe? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, first I'll take my black color, and you see that little circle? I'm just going to make that black. 1 layer, 2 layers. There we go. And the pipe is going to be brown, so any kind of brown you have. There we go. I'm being careful not to get it on his hand or in his fingers. And I'm applying a second layer. I lost my voice there for a second. There we go. Now let's start to get to work on his jacket. Now his jacket, I think, are going to be dark green. So I've got my dark green color, and I'm going to color in his jacket dark green. He's starting to look pretty colorful, isn't he? And like I said, you don't have to press down hard. We're going to add another layer. Oh. That's my puppy. He's got his collar on, and he gets up and he flops back down and smacks his collar onto the ground, and it makes so much noise. He's so funny. Oh, and that's my stomach. Always growling when I make these videos. And on the other side too. Here we go. I'm turning my pencil. I forgot there. Have you ever gone to a St. Patrick's Day parade? I used to go to those parades, but when I lived in the city. I live in the mountains now, in the forest, so I don't really like to go out too much, but when I lived in the city, they always had a St. Patrick's Day parade. It was so much fun. So now I'm just going to do a second layer, okay, of that dark green. Going to do a whole second layer on the jacket, and then I'll color in his pants dark green too. My favorite part of the St. Patrick's Day parade was seeing the marching bands. I loved that. I thought that was so great to hear, with the drums and the horn section. It was just really, really cool. Have you ever seen a marching band? Oh, it's so nice. It's basically a band of musicians who march, right? They hold their instruments and they play as they march. That's why it's called a marching band. There we go. That looks great. I think 2 layers will be enough. Now before I do the pants, I'm actually going to take that other green that I have, that sort of medium, it's called apple green, or it's a lighter green, and I'm going to color in his vest, because his vest is a nice light green here. Okay, and I'll give it a second layer right away. There we go. Now his pants are going to be dark green also, so I'm going to color in his pants dark green. This would have looked good with markers too, I think. Oh, listen to my stomach. Oh my goodness. Listen to that. I was telling one of my friends, it's crazy. Every time I do videos, my stomach growls like crazy, and I have a microphone, you know, right in front of me, so it picks up the stomach growl. And she said she thinks it's because when you talk, you kind of breathe in a little, you swallow air sometimes. I'll just give this a second layer. And she said that could be why your stomach is always growling when you do videos, because you might be swallowing air. It's interesting. There we go. He's got a nice green suit. Let's give it a third layer a little bit. Maybe the jacket too, a little third layer here and there. Just to make it a little darker. There we go. Okay, he's looking great. I've decided, I'm making a decision here. I'm going to give him socks, and I want his socks to be the color of the vest, so he's got socks on. There we go. Let's give him a lot of green, because green is the color of Ireland. And I'll give it a second layer. There we go. Now his shoes are black, so I'm going to color in his shoes black. And I'm going to be careful not to get any into the orange, or I keep saying orange, into the yellow buckle there. And I'll put in a second layer right away to make that really nice and dark. Okay, same thing with the shoe. And a second layer. This black pencil is getting really, really small. That's why I have a pencil holder. I don't know if you guys know what this is. See how small it is? You just stick it in the pencil holder and you tighten it, and that way you can use it longer. You know, it's like using a longer pencil. It's more comfortable. So now let's give this little leprechaun some details. I'm going to grab my black Sharpie and I'm going to fill in the pupils of his eyes black. There we go. He's got some eyes. And I'm going to take my black fine tip marker. I'm just looking at him right now, and I think I want to give him, I'm going to grab that yellow color again, and I'm going to color in that V, because I want it to look like he's wearing a shirt instead of it just being his skin. And I'll give it a second layer right away. That'll give it a little more color. I think that looks a lot better. That was a last minute decision. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him some eyebrows and a little round nose and a big smile. Okay, and let's give him some cheeks. All you do is you put semicircles at the edge of the mouth and it looks like he's got cheeks. So there you go. That's our leprechaun. Wasn't that fun? I really, really enjoyed this, and it's perfect timing because St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner. So my friends, do not forget to sign your work. I want you to be very, very proud of the beautiful work of art that you just created. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends. We will see you next time on Monsters and Legends. Thanks for watching. Bye.